Hey, it's Yolanda with Love Yola. So happy you could join me again for another Bible study. So we'll be picking up in the Amplified Bible, okay, Mark 10:32. Okay. Now they were on the road going up to Jerusalem, and Jesus was walking on ahead of them. And they were perplexed at what Jesus had said. And those who were following were alarmed and afraid. And again, he took the 12 disciples aside and began telling them what was going to happen to him, saying, "Listen very carefully. We are going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be betrayed and handed over to the chief priests and the scribes, and they will condemn him to death and hand him over to the Gentiles, the Romans. They will mock and ridicule him and spit on him and whip and scourge him and kill him. And 3 days later he will rise from the dead." James and John, the two sons of Zebedee, came to him saying, "Teacher, we want you to do for us whatever we ask of you." Wow. Hey, what a response. "Hey guys, I'm gonna die." "Oh yeah? Okay, well, we just want to know if you're gonna do what we ask you to do." Nice, hey? And he replied to them, "What do you want me to do for you?" So gracious answer. They said to him, "Grant that we may sit with you, one on your right and one on your left, in your glory, your majesty and splendor in your kingdom." Now, when I read this, I'm like, at one side, it's like they're only thinking about themselves. And then the other thing but they understand. They understand and they do believe in the splendor and the majesty of Jesus, They do believe. But Jesus said to them, "You do not know what you're asking. Are you able to drink the cup that I drink, or to be baptized with the baptism of suffering and death with which I am baptized?" And they replied to him, "We are able." Jesus told them, "The cup that I drink, you will drink, and you will be baptized with the baptism which I am baptized." That's amazing. So he granted them that, right? "But to sit on my right or left, this is not mine to give, but is for those for whom it has been prepared by my Father." So that's cool, actually. Hearing this, the other 10 became indignant with James and John. Calling them to himself, Jesus said to them, "You know that those who are recognized as rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their powerful men exercise authority over them, so tyrannizing them." I hope I said that right. "But this is not how it is among you. Instead, whoever wishes to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wishes to be first and most important among you must be slave of all. For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." Excuse me. Then they came to Jericho, and as he was leaving Jericho with his disciples and a large crowd, a blind beggar, Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus, was sitting beside the road, as was custom. When Bartimaeus heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to shout and say, "Jesus, Son of David, Messiah, have mercy on me." Many sternly rebuked him, telling him to keep still and be quiet. But he kept on shouting out all the more, "Son of David, Messiah, have mercy on me." Jesus stopped and said, "Call him." So they called the blind man, telling him, "Take courage. Get up, he is calling for you." Throwing his cloak aside, he jumped up and came to Jesus. And Jesus said, "What do you want me to do for you?" The blind man said to him, Rabboni, my master, let me regain my sight." Jesus said to him, "Go, your faith and confident trust in my power has made you well." Immediately he regained his sight and began following Jesus on the road. So I'm going to end here. With this, honestly, yes, you can look at it like a man who's actually physically blind. But you can also look at it as a man who is not religious, who who maybe, doesn't really have a good perspective on life, or maybe is just lost. But all they know the one thing They know that Jesus can heal, or Jesus can save, or Jesus can talk to them. Whatever they know, the one thing about Jesus, and they call out to him in however they know how to. And Jesus will do for you according to your faith. And God is not, God cannot be mocked. He has given everyone a measure of faith. It is just for us to operate in whatever that faith is and direct it towards Jesus. And whatever faith we direct towards Jesus, he will respond to that faith. He will make you well, and then you can, like this blind man did, regained his sight, or regained his hearing, maybe regained his legs, and he began to follow Jesus. And then you can just learn more about God. It's just a growth. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. Any questions or comments, please leave it in the section below. Please visit my website and just, discover Love Yola. It's www.loveyola.com. Till next time.